Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shaylin and I own All Youth Crochet, where we sell patterns, plushies, and more. This week's video is my first ever market vlog. So now I'm recording this intro after the market, so I have all of the footage. I know exactly how it went, but this was a super fun market that I always do, but this time I was a lot more nervous about it because it was a little bit different. I was placed outside where I'm normally inside. So even though I'm familiar with this market, it was going to be a very different experience. And like I said, I was very nervous about it, but it ended up going really well. I had a great time. So stay tuned to see exactly how everything went, how some sales went throughout the market, some little things that happened during it, set up my booth, everything like that. And at the very end, I will reveal everything that I sold and how much I made. Let's go ahead and get into the market vlog the morning of. Good morning, everybody. It is market day. Today is Saturday. I am in the back seat with my daughter right now. My husband's going to be driving in just a moment, and we have our trailer hooked up with everything in it. This is my biggest market yet as far as inventory. I have so much stuff. So as I stated in the last video, I am outside this time because there's so many vendors. There's only room inside for one table each. So I'm vending outside in a booth. I'm probably going to be like the only one actually outside in the grass with a tent. Everyone else is inside, but you have to walk past me to get inside the market. So I'm gonna just hope for the best. I hope it all goes well. I'm gonna go ahead and stop at Publix. We're gonna grab some breakfast and like some little snacks throughout the day. I'm probably gonna get like a donut, a Celsius, because Celsius on market days is a necessity. I'm normally an iced coffee girl, but on a market day I need a Celsius, and I'm gonna go ahead and get probably some like granola bars or something like that. So I'll show you guys that too in case you're interested. I don't know, I'm gonna try to make this a full market day vlog with me. I've never done a market vlog on my channel. I've only done a very minimal, like, this is my setup, and I'll check in with you guys at the end of the market. I know the quality is terrible right now. It's super gloomy outside because it is like 7 a.m. I've been up since 5:30. So I'm gonna go ahead and check in with you guys a little bit at the market once we've started setting up. Okay guys, it is our first market check-in. We are all set up and we made our first sale. I sold a Highland cow for $65, which I'm super excited about. It is already, let me see, 9:10 and I'm only at one sale. Normally I get a lot of sales before the market even starts. And I know we're only 10 minutes in, but I'm starting to get a little bit worried that today's market might not be that great. It's profitable regardless because it's a free market, but all the setup time and time to crochet everything, I'm getting scared, but I'm gonna, not put that bad luck out there just yet. I'm gonna wait a little bit longer and see how it goes because, like I said a couple times, I'm outside and I'm really worried that's gonna hurt the sales. Everybody is inside for the most part. I have one neighbor next to me and then there's two people under a covered entrance, but other than that, everyone is inside, which I know I was expecting. I would not have had enough space for any of this inside. One table is not sufficient for me, so I'm gonna hope for the best. I'm also still debating on whether or not I'm gonna sell this little cutie, so we'll see. I'll let you guys know if I decide to put it out for sale and then if it sells. I'm going to eat a Pop-Tart and drink a Celsius. I already ate 2 donuts and I'm gonna go ahead and check in with you guys when we have another sale, hopefully soon. It is my second market check-in, but it is my third time doing it because I keep forgetting to use the stinking microphone, so my bad. But we just got another sale. It's $105 for that sale. So we sold 3 plushies. We sold our second Highland cow, which is the last one. So we have no Highland cows left. They're very popular. I just finished the Highland cow this week and it's the scrappy one. So I'm very happy that sold. We also sold our only Drift the octopus. I usually like to, well, my plan was to market prep them because they did so good at the last market, which was at the same place, but I did not have time. So that's okay. At least he sold. I'm very glad. And now I can start fresh for my next market, which is probably like 6 months away. So I should have time to make Drift. The third thing I sold was my pirate. The pirate I've had for 3 years, maybe. I just sold him for $30. I needed to get rid of him. He's made off of my Bean the Bear pattern. That is the, I guess like template or base body style that I used, and I've had him for so long. I was going to write a pirate pattern, never got around to it. So I ended up finally selling him. I'm so glad he's gone. I love him, but I was sick of looking at him. So he sold. The customer was so sweet. She said that she has a nephew who loved pirates, a nephew who likes fishing, and a niece who loves cows. So it worked out perfect. I had everything for it. I will check in if something else happens or if we have any other sales updates. Right now it is 9:37 and that sale was about 9:30ish. So we are at like, I think $180 for the day. I will see you guys in a minute. So I have another little market update. So it hasn't been bad. I've had a lot of people stop by just to chit chat. My phone, where I take Square payments, which I thought I lost my Square reader, but I just misplaced that. I see it. Anywho, I use that to take 99% of my payments, and my phone randomly just shut off and wouldn't turn back on for a minute. My husband and I are literally getting new phones this weekend because I have an iPhone 11 or 12 and he has a 7. We're just not new phone people unless we absolutely need it. Now we are getting to a point where we absolutely need it and our phones are starting to like not charge up completely, whatever. So we're getting new phones and finally going to upgrade after years and years and years. And it's shutting off, so I'm terrified that it's going to stop working during this market. That would be my luck. And then I can only take cash for the rest of the market, which would be like 2 people because nobody uses cash anymore, unfortunately. So yeah, anyway, that is one update. We just had an exciting little rush. So after that, I sold a Madeline Mako chicken, which is Coop the chicken. I think that's the name of it. A Jellycat bunny, a monkey, a silly goose, another silly goose, a Tanner Sunshine, and Poppy the clown. So this is turning out to be pretty good. It is only 10:42. So I was really worried about the sales at 9:30, and I think the last thing I sold at that point was a Drift the Octopus. So I was at $170. I said 180. I was totally wrong. I cannot do mental math apparently. I was at 170. So now I don't know what we're at. We got a $2 tip, so that was really sweet. I will have to add this up and see what we're at because I have no clue, but my tent was just full. It was so cool. I love when that happens. Everybody's so nice and so sweet today. Like, they make me cry. I just had another little crowd in my booth and it got so crowded that some people like came in and kind of got pushed out by other people, not intentionally. It just got to be too overwhelming, I think, and I had to leave. So I'm hoping they come back because they were looking around. That's definitely a bummer. I definitely think that next time I need to widen my setup a little bit so there's more room to walk around. So I am hoping that they're able to come back because they were looking around quite a bit. But I do have a little update. So I sold a Tank the Turtle, an axolotl, 3 of my mystery chicken bags, 5 of my mini octos, and a leggy frog. I think that's it. There might be one that I forgot to write down. I really can't remember, but I've been trying to be diligent about writing everything down. So as far as I can remember, this is everything so far. I'll see you guys later. I am back doing another check-in. There's a food truck behind me, so it's super, super loud. And I'm like hoping you can hear me, but I'm gonna just hold it so it's a little bit closer to me. So the last time I checked in, now I'm forgetting. Oh goodness. I think I already told you guys about the axolotl, the 3 mystery bags, the 5 mini octos, and the leggy frog. I'm 99% sure I told you, but mom brain / market brain makes me dumb. So we have since then sold an axolotl, another leggy frog, an oak and marlow duck, a little yellow one with a bow, an otter, an owl, a gingerbread house, 5 baby octos, Tank the Turtle, a mystery plushie bag, 2 more leggy frogs, and a zombie goose. So somebody is coming for an ugly duckling that I made, so I have that set behind my booth. Also they called it an alpha bunny, which is very funny, but it's the green bunny that I have that looks like, is her name Elphaba from Wicked? I don't think that's how you say it. I haven't seen Wicked, so I'm sorry if I sound dumb, but she is going to be coming for that, or I'm dropping it off because I know where she lives. I'm in the neighborhood. So somebody bought that and I have it hanging on my tent back here in a little bag. Today is going really well and I'm sorry if this vlog is a little chaotic. I don't know if I like vlogging in public yet. It's not something I've ever done. I also have a plushie that is skin toned like in the corner of my booth and I keep thinking it's a person watching me vlog and it makes me want to throw up because I'm terrified to be watched while I talk to my phone. Terrified of being watched. Yeah, while I talk to my phone it makes me want to vomit and I get embarrassed. So this has been fun, a new learning experience, but I'm enjoying it overall. And yeah, we got a good amount of sales so far. We still have about 2 hours left, like 2 hours and 15 minutes. So I will check in again when we have another update, but somebody is coming up. So I'm gonna stop talking before I throw up. Okie doke, I am doing another check-in. And once again, I forgot where I left off. Somebody just saw me talking. I'm gonna cry. I've never been more embarrassed in my life because we made eye contact and then she walked away, and I feel so bad because I don't want people thinking like they're not welcome in my booth that I'm talking. I'll just shut up and put this down, but now I'm very self-conscious. Okay, since the last update, I think, with what I have and have not told you, I can't really remember. I sold a Tank the Turtle, a Dragon, a Tanner Sunshine, a Loaf Cat, another Tank the Turtle, a Silly Goose, a Charlie Cat, which are my giant cats, an Ugly Duck, a Ferret, a Sprout, a mystery bag, and a Silly Goose. Okay, it is 1:39. Yeah, 1:39. And the market ends at 2, so I'm going to start packing up in the next like 6 or so minutes. I'll be ready to go by 2. My husband's going to come with the truck and trailer and my daughter. So I don't want her waiting too long for us because I'm sure she's getting tired for her nap. But I think I'm at over $700 for the day. I have some more sales that I've gotten, but I keep getting sidetracked and I don't know what I have and have not updated you guys with. So I'm going to do a separate video of everything that I sold and exactly how much I made. Hello guys, happy Saturday. Today is exactly 1 week since the market, and I wanted to give you an update on exactly how the market went, including what plushies I sold, how much I made, and really just some little details about what I did and didn't do right or things like that. So as stated previously in this video, as well as I think I said in last week's video a couple times too, I was very nervous about this market because even though I've done it a million times before, I was always inside, and this time I was going to be outside. So I was just super stressed that it wasn't going to go well because of that. There were only 4 total vendors outside near me, and only one was directly next to me. The other ones were really like still pretty far. So I was stressed that nobody was going to come to me. It was just going to be like a really bad event as far as where I was placed. Thank God I ended up being totally wrong, and I really loved the event and had such a great time. It's always such a wonderful market, and I don't know why I was doubting myself so much, but I'm glad that it went so well and that everything went through exactly how it should have, and it really could not have been a more perfect event. Honestly, the only things that went wrong that day were pretty minor. I lost some footage because I was using a microphone and it kept dying on me randomly, but that was my fault. I honestly thought they were charged and they weren't. I had 2 of them and I guess neither were fully charged, so their battery life was kind of in and out, and I did lose a lot of footage because of that, but it's okay. It didn't affect the market itself, just the video and the vlog, which of course I still wanted to be really good, and I wish I had all the footage that I recorded because it was, I feel like, pretty important footage to the vlog, but I lost it, and what are you gonna do? It's a learning experience and it is what it is. The only other thing that happened was one of my shelves fell over, and this was something that could have been a lot worse if somebody was standing there. It was a metal shelf. We got one single gust of wind out of nowhere and it took the shelf down and all the plushies down with it, and I think it was my 5-foot shelf, so it's pretty tall. A bunch of people came to the rescue. There was a little girl in the neighborhood who is just the sweetest ever. She's like 12 years old, and she ended up helping me pick everything up. She helped me clean up. I know her, so she helped me clean up the whole event. She's just the sweetest person ever. So I ended up giving her, I think, the rest of my chicken mystery bags because she really wanted those. I told her to pick a jumbo plushie and she said she wants all those mini plushies instead. So I gave those to her. I think it was only like $40 worth of bags. It was maybe 8 of them. So I let her take those, and it was such a good trade that she helped me pick up the whole event in exchange for all of her mystery bags, and she was so happy to get them. It was the cutest thing in the world. So I have a list of everything that I sold. I am going to read it off in order and tell you each sale. I was not able to write the full prices down of everything or keep them totally accurate because some of them were plushies that I've never sold before and it was like a one-off, so I don't remember exactly what I priced it for at the event now looking back. So I'm just going to tell you what sold and we'll go from there. The first 2 sales of the day, or the first 2 plushies to sell, were my Highland cows. So those are my jumbo weighted Highland cows. Those I do remember I sold for $65 each. I usually sell them for $85, but I have them on a sale. I did like a little Black Friday deal, and a lot of my plushies on my website are also on that same sale, but these were my only 2 Highlands, so they sold for $65 each. Next, I sold a jumbo pirate, which I no longer have any of those. It's one that I made like 3 years ago, and it's super funny because the customer just said that she has a nephew who likes fishing pirates and I think a niece who liked cows, if I remember correctly, so she was the one who bought that Highland. So she just happened to bring up pirates and I was like, oh my gosh, I have one. I had it under the table because I was not going to put it out that day. It hadn't sold in like 3 years and I was like, it's definitely not going to sell today. She ended up taking it, loving it, and I was so happy. So she bought that pirate and it finally found its home. And the last plushie that same customer bought was a Drift the Octopus. I do remember the price of this one was $15 because I always price these ones at $15. I brought a bunch of Drift to my last market, which was the same event 6 months ago. I sold out of all of them. I think think, except like 2 or 3. So the rest I sold online except for one. I brought that one and it sold. So I'm out of drift and I definitely have to market prep some more for my next market now. The next plushie I sold was actually super funny to me. The customer called it an alpha bunny, which is such a good name. And I wish I'd said that myself, but I just didn't think of it. So it's based off of the character from Wicked, the Green Witch. I don't know how to say her name in Wicked. I haven't seen it, which I think I said earlier in one of the vlog clips, but it's like Elphaba. I don't know. I probably sound so dumb. I don't think that's right, but it might be. So I ended up posting my market in the Facebook group for this neighborhood, and I posted a video, pictures of what I have. This person messaged me and asked if she could buy it and I could drop it off to her later. So she sent me $30 in Apple Cash, and then I dropped it off at her house later after the event. The next plushie I sold was a Tank the Turtle. I did those ones for $8 each. And then I also sold a mini octopus. This customer gave me a $2 tip. He's a really nice guy who actually works at the event, and every single time I'm there, he comes there, buys something small for me, and tips me. He's just a sweetheart, so I really appreciate that. Then I sold a Madeline Mako chicken. I think it's named Coop the Chicken, and I remember this one was with my tweed speckle yarn, the brown one, and it just made the perfect chicken. So this one sold for $15. I usually do these for, I believe, $25 on my website, but I did $15 for the Black Friday sale, which they're that price on my website still. Then I sold a Jellycat bunny. The first one to sell was the bluish green one, and I figured these were gonna go pretty quick, and I actually only have one left and I brought 3. So the Jellycat sold. I then sold a little monkey. This is a Mila monkey pattern. It's a super cute little tiny mustard color monkey that's like probably yay big. So I sold that one. I didn't sell my sock monkey again. I only sold one sock monkey online a little while ago, maybe like a few months ago now. So I still have one more available online, but these are quite pricey. I believe I had them priced for $80 something at the event for the sale. So still a pricey plushie. I don't expect these to sell all the time at, markets. I understand people want to come and buy smaller things and not always buy a jumbo plushie to carry around. So this one did not sell, but the little monkey did. After the monkey, I sold 2 silly geese just back to back, and those were $10 each for the sale. Normally $16.50 is what I bring them for, so I marked them down to $10 for the event. And then I sold a Tanner Sunshine. Next, I sold Poppy the Clown. This is a pattern by Madeline Mako. I made one of them when I pattern tested for her a few months ago, and I just made it while I was watching The Summer I Turned Pretty. It's a very detailed pattern. It's a beautiful pattern. It is so cute. So I sold Poppy the Clown for $60, and this customer actually bought a Silly Goose, Tanner Sunshine, and Poppy the Clown. It was the same customer who bought all 3, and that was super cool. Seeing them make that jumbo purchase and support my small business so much meant the world. Then I sold another Tank the Turtle and then an axolotl. After that, I sold 3 mystery chicken bags and then 5 mini octos to the same customer. She was a teacher who said she's going to use them for her treasure box at school, which I thought was very fun. So she said she will be reaching out to me in the future for some more mini mystery octos because they are pricier for a treasure box. I understand they're $3 a piece, whereas a treasure box, I feel like you want to put things in that cost like a quarter to 50 cents because it adds up quick. So I thought that was cool. She said it's going to be like a special little prize that they can earn. And then I sold a leggy frog. The leggy frogs did pretty good at the market. After that, I sold another axolotl to the same person who bought all of the mini mystery bags and mini octos. She bought an axolotl the first time she saw me and then came back and bought the second one. Then I sold another leggy frog and then a yellow duck with a bow. This is Oaken Marlowe's duck pattern. I believe it's called Maisie Duck. So I sold that one. It was my only one. The rest of them sold out online before the event, but I had quite a few. So that one I was happy to see go and find his home. Then I sold an otter and a midnight owl. Next, I sold a gingerbread house. This was my only one that I had, and it was by Dear Little Dudley. It's her pattern. It's a really cool pattern that she has to make a square gingerbread house. It's so unique because I don't know how to make a square amigurumi piece myself without a pattern, but she figured it out, so it's a really cool pattern you should check out. Then I sold 5 octo babies, so 5 more little mini mystery octos, and then another Tank the Turtle, another mystery plushie bag, 2 leggy frogs, and a zombie goose. So for the day so far, that brought my total to $529. I was trying to keep track of it, and I don't know what time that was or how far into the market, but I felt like I was really doing good and I was pretty confident in the day. After that, the sales picked up again. I had quite a few rushes throughout the day and crowds in my booth, which I'm always so thankful for. So I sold, after that $529, a Tank the Turtle, a dragon, which was a pattern that I was going to release and ended up not releasing. So I only had that one dragon because honestly, I don't really enjoy making them, so I don't know if that's a pattern I'll release in the future since I don't enjoy making it myself. I love the outcome, but the process is a lot. Then I sold my second Tanner Sunshine, so I sold out of those. I sold a loaf cat, which I think I still have 3 loaf cats left. I believe I brought 4. So I was shocked the loaf cats are not great sellers for me because I feel like other people love to buy them, but just my experience, they don't sell well for me. Then I sold another Tank the Turtle. These were really popular throughout the day. And another Silly Goose, also really popular throughout the day. Another mystery chicken bag, a Charlie cat, which is my jumbo cats. Those ones I had marked down to $40 for the Black Friday sale. So I sold a blue one of those, and then an ugly duck, which is my silly bird pattern but with a furry yarn. So I sold that. I sold a floppy ferret that is weighted, then a sprout, another mystery bag, another silly goose, and then the last little rush of sales was for one customer. She came and got a Mabel chicken, a Rudolph, a leggy frog, an owl, a silly goose, a jellycat bunny, a leggy frog, an otter, and a kitten. So I know that is a little bit like chaotic and really not totally organized, but I wanted to read them off to you guys in order so you can just see how the sales went and flowed. It started off, I feel like, pretty slow for the market because I'm used to making quite a few sales in the beginning and normally having like at least $150 profit by, I would say, the first 10 minutes of the market. And this time I didn't make my first sale until I was probably 10 minutes in. It was $65, which is still a huge sale and I'm still super grateful for it. But I was just nervous because the flow of people coming in wasn't immediate like it normally is. But then it picked up quite a bit pretty quickly into the market and I was thankful. I think people just were still waking up for the day and I was just scared it wasn't going to be busy, but it actually was. I was very happy with the outcome. So I brought to the market all of my payment methods like Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, also my Square reader for credit and debit cards, and then also cash. To my surprise, nobody used anything other than Square and cash. Normally the different payment methods are super popular other than the one person who purchased just over text message. She sent me an Apple Cash, but otherwise nobody else used those methods. And I was so shocked, but I was so thankful that I have a Square reader because most of the transactions were done through that. And then a good portion through cash, but most was credit or debit card. So my grand total in profit from the market, because it was a free event, was $775. This market ran from 9 to 2. So it was a 6-hour event. I got there at 7:30 to set up, but I don't really count that. I know it's work that was put in, but so is packing up and so is all the effort to make all the plushies, but I think it's a lot of fun. It is my full-time job, so I don't know. I know I should count the yarn and stuff like that into profits, but I just don't. So total that day, I made $775. I met a lot of new customers as well as got to see a lot of repeat ones. My next market is probably going to be in like 6 months. They do them twice a year at this place, and that's really the most that I have time for is every 6 months. So that's probably when the next one will be, unless I do happen to book one beforehand, but I don't think that's going to be something that I do. But yeah, so that was the full market event and how it went, and I'm super happy with the result. I'm going to go ahead and end out the video here. So thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.